Hey guys, it's me, Liam, and welcome back to Liamless Programming. Today we're going to be covering room transitions. So this specifically is going to be a fading transition. And it looks something like this. So it fades in and out to the opposite rooms. This is what we're going to be making today. This can be useful for like players moving from room to room, from splash screens, for multiple things. So yes, let's get started. Okay, so we don't need any sprites, but we have two rooms here, just to show that we are moving rooms. And they both have different colored backgrounds, just to make sure they're not the same. First things first, we're going to create a script. It's going to be called whatever you want, but this one is going to be called room fade to. Okay, so if you type that in here, you can pass in the arguments you want. So you want the number of the room, and we want a fade speed and a fade color. If you do room fade to brackets, you put our cursor inside of it. Down here, it tells us everything that's up here. In order to get this to work, we need 3 forward slashes. If it's only 2, nothing happens. We need that 3. Okay, so first we need to do if fade transition. Okay, let's write the code first. It might be a bit easier. If instance does not exist, so if instance, this is the programming symbol for not. So saying not. Also, it means yeah. So if OJ screen fade does not exist, we create one. We fade equals instance create OJ screen fade. So now we're creating the instance at 0, 0, of course. Otherwise, break, exit the script. So if fade transition doesn't exist, make one. Otherwise, exit the script. Then with just a few things with ofade. So the object we made up here called ofade will set a to 0, fade type equals 1. We'll understand what these these variables do sooner. It's pretty soon. We will type define a few variables. So we just define a few variables. So now what we want to do is if argument 0 is not equal to -1. Actually no. Room go to equals argument 0. So that just sets room go to argument 0. You'll understand what that does pretty soon. If argument 0 does not equal to -1, fade speed is argument 0. This needs to be argument 1. Sorry, my bad. If argument 2 is not equal to -1, fade color equals argument 2. Define what room we need to go to. Define the fade speed. Define the fade's color. So that's basically the script. So I'm going to make a new object called OBJ screen fade. So let's go into objects, create an object, OBJ screen fade. So now here it should exist once we press OK. It exists, that's good. Now what we will need is just to add a few variables in the create event. Fade a equals 0, type equals 1, I think. then fade speed equals 0.06, fade color equals 0. Let's see, black. By default, room go to equals -1. You see why we make this -1 pretty soon. So in this step event, we're just gonna have, I think, A equals clamp, A plus fade type plus fade speed. I think this is times, I think. And the minimum value is 0, maximum value is 1. It's pretty straightforward. Next thing we need to do is, so we're just gonna create the fade, increase fade. If fade is 1, opaque, that's how you spell it. So it means that there's no transparency, that's what the word means. I don't think that's how you spell it, but I'm just taking a guess. So if A is greater than or equal to 1, if room go to is not equal to -1, room go to, basically. And then if alarm 0 is equal to -1, alarm 0 equals wait time equals that. We can change it to that soon. Yeah, keep that right. Okay, so here we're just gonna comment this out. Comment this. If room go to is not -1, go to room. And this is just change the fade type. In alarm 0, we're gonna have fade type equals -1. So this is just gonna make it so it goes transparent again. If A is less than or equal to 0, was and fade type is equal to -1, instance destroy. Then draw set color, fade color, draw set alpha A, draw a rectangle. This is how big rectangle is going to be. I accidentally put this into the wrong event. This is meant to be draw GUI. My bad. -5 display get GUI width display get GUI height false. I'm just gonna have +5. Make sure you have these brackets here, otherwise it won't work. It'll give you an error. My reason for starting at -5 instead of 0 is just because it's just in case. Set alpha is 1, so it sets it back to normal. If fade is 0, transparent or see-through, destroy the instance. And is the fade type, because it starts at 0, and if we didn't start at 0, we didn't have this, it would just destroy the instant immediately. We didn't want that. And this last bar is just draw the fade. Wait time, just have that 1, just in case you want to change it later. You can. You can add that into the script, but I'm not going to do that because I just don't like it. It looks a lot better when you don't have that wait time on it. Trust me. One more thing I want to do is just define variables. Sorry about that, but I'm going to have define variables, image alpha equals 0. That's just there, just in case we have a sprite, we don't see it. So that's basically it done. So we're going to quickly make a OBJ controller to prove this works. We have keyboard space, keyboard space, if room equals rm1, else room fade to our script you just made. I'm gonna have none rm2, bring it to room 2, fade speed can be -1 because we don't want to change it, fade color -1 so you don't want to change it either, fade to, so basically saying -1 is just setting it to default. But let's be creative, we want it to fade red this time. One more thing, we want to make the screen fade persistent, so as well as the controller, just so it goes to both rooms. If we run the game, we should see it works. Or it should work. What's this? Ooh, let's just change this to exit, see if that works. I don't know if exits the whole. No, I'm not sure. I hope it just exits the script. So if you press space, it fades. Press space again, it fades back to red. So you have that cool effect there. So that's how you make fade transitions. That's pretty cool. We made this pretty quickly. You know, it's very nice to use in the games. With a simple script and one object, you can have fade transitions in your game. It's very cool, and I personally really like the system. If you enjoyed this video and you want more content like this, please subscribe, like, and comment for any more suggestions. And that's about it. See ya.